Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video I am going to swap out a 2.5-inch laptop hard drive for a 2.5-inch SSD. Now, before I get started, this is the SSD. Yes, this is the same SSD I had in my testing computer number 1. This is made for a laptop. But obviously, as you can see in my other videos, that this drive worked. So a little bit of background on this computer. This was a family member's computer that she had bought a long time ago, about 10 plus years ago. And the problem was, it was a very, very inexpensive machine. It was $200 brand new, everything out the door. Me and another family member bought her a new laptop, and she said I could have it. Now the thing is the reason I have to pull the hard drive out is because there's certain data that she wants to keep. Plus I have all the parts to hook it up externally and pull the data off. So to get started, this is a Dell laptop. It's a pretty good machine. I like this, and if you open it here, looks just like this. The monitor does work, the camera works, it works just fine. The only thing that doesn't work on this machine is the keyboard. What happened was this particular family member was drinking coffee near the machine. She bumped the cup, and coffee went into the keyboard, and that was it for the keyboard. But we bought her an external one, we hooked it up, and it works just fine. So to get started on this particular laptop, on laptops you're going to have what they call doors. This has one big door, and I already took it apart and made sure the parts were going to work. I made sure that this drive was going to fit in there. Now, on certain laptops, you have one door just like this one. Memory's on one side, hard drive is on another. Now, my family member's laptop, her laptop, the new one that me and another family member got her, doesn't have any doors on the back. You have to pull the whole back off to access what you need. Now, I don't like that for obvious reasons, because if there's a door, it makes it easier for me to put new memory in, hard drive, or whatever. So some of them will have a door here, some of them will have a door here. Some of them have two doors on each side. Now, most of the time, for what I've encountered working on laptops, is over here would be the hard drive and over here is the memory. Now, I did encounter one where it was reversed. So, to get started is you want to use a small screwdriver here. Now, the reason I say use a small screwdriver is because of, if you see how sharp that point is, this is a Phillips screwdriver, by the way, and the head of the screws are really, really small, and you don't want to strip them out, because if you strip them out and can't get the door back on, you're going to have to get a strip screw kit and do it that way. Do not drill this out, because if you hit the board, you destroyed your computer, and you don't want to do that either. So, as you can see, loosening the screws here. They're real small screws, and what I found very, very interesting is the one I currently have the screwdriver on has Loctite on it. Now, I understand why they did it. So what you do is you do this, and it comes out just like that. So as you can see, over here is the memory and the CMOS battery. This is good, because if I ever have to replace a CMOS battery, I just pull this whole door off. Over here is the hard drive. Now, it looks like it's installed funny. It kind of is to me. Now, what's nice about this is I just take this tab, I slide it back, you tilt the drive up, and you pull it out. Every laptop is going to be different, even same company model. So this one has two screws right here to keep the hard drive from moving around. You don't want the hard drive to move around too much, because what happens is, if you could see that there's a little bit of blue stuff there, that's Loctite. Now, what Loctite is basically to hold screws in place. Gotta get this one out. I'm having a little technical difficulty here. I wonder why that's not coming out. All right, just bear with me here. Oh, there it is. All right. So, to prove my point here, hard drive looks like this. You take this, slide it, pull it up, and gently wiggle it out. Just like that. So, this has all the information on your drive. What this is a pull to help you slide the drive back, as you saw. There we go. So I got the screw out. The hard drive is no longer there. So what I have to do is take this plate off. This is basically what you would see in desktops, where you slide the hard drive in like this and screw it down from the side. That's what this basically is. It's a bracket to hold it. Works for SSDs too. So what I do is I just pull that off like that. It did not damage the drive at all. So you have to find out where this is. This is like this. So what I do is you take this, put it on the SSD like that, slide it. Now, here's a little bit of an issue. The SSD is quite a bit thinner, so what you do is you move it up until the holes line up. Then what you do is put the screw back in there, just like this. Right? Don't torque it down too tight, because you don't want to crush the drive. And yes, you can do that. I've seen that done several times, actually. Right? So just like this. All right. So what you do now is this is going to give me a hard time here, so I got to figure this out. So hold that like so, and there we go. See, if you look here, if you see this right here, it's a track, basically. So you put it in like this and turn it down, slide the drive back. I have to use the pull tab because otherwise it won't go in properly. There we go. So now I have another issue here. I don't have oh, I do have holes. Didn't think there were any screw holes. So basically all the same holes that are on this drive right here are going to be on the SSD. So what I got to do now is take the existing screw and put it back in. And it's actually working. So then what I'll do is I'll power the machine on as soon as I get it back together. So all right, so everything's here. So while you're in here, here's what you want to check. You want to check the memory and you want to check the CMOS battery. Why do you want to do that? The reason you want to do that is so you don't want to keep taking the door on and off too many times. I understand that you may have put new parts in there and it doesn't work. That has happened to me a few times. So as you can see, you want to clean anything off that could possibly damage the machine. Unfortunately, my family member was in the kitchen baking and she put stuff down and put the computer on top of it, so that's why all this is there. So I'm not going to clean it off just yet, but I will in time. I just want to do this for the sake of the video and get it to work. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this back on. Now you want to be very careful when you do this, because for some reason, and this isn't the only laptop that does that, so what you do, you go like this. You kind of have to do it at an angle. There we go. And then, so there we go. So it's kind of flush right now. So as soon as I start torquing these down, I should say tightening these down. You don't want to torque these because you'll damage the computer. There we go. Push that down very carefully, of course. The reason the side won't go in is because it's held up by the screw. And what you do is you just tighten the screw. It'll flush it out for you. Right? So there we go. There we go. And yes, what you just heard was me popping the door back on. It sounds worse than it really is, but as long as you're very, very careful, it'll be fine. So I'm going to flip the computer back over. I am going to open it up. And what I am going to do is I'm going to grab the charger and I am going to power this machine on. And we're going to see what happens here. All right, so I have the laptop power supply here. And before I go any further, what's nice about this end is some of the HP laptops use it too. So this end goes into the power supply. Because my family member, she has all the wires tucked up under her desk. So that was nice. I didn't have to unravel it to hook it up. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can see what's going on. There we go. All right, so now, since everything is on, and I have a charging light, let's boot this machine up. It says checking media. And the reason it's checking is for this is no boot device found because there is nothing on this drive. So what I'm going to do is unravel my roll-up keyboard here. And I have a mouse that I'll plug into, and we will go into the BIOS of the machine and see what is going on. So we're going to do Control-Alt-Delete. Push F2 to go into settings. We're going to go into advanced, security, boot, UEFI by iBoot. UEFI is the most current version of to boot, literally. So we're going to go main, CPU cache. It says fixed HDD, and it's Kingston, 240 gig. So this computer does recognize that I replaced the drive. So, and it's nice because it actually works. So this computer came with Windows 8, and in another video I will install that, but for now it actually works. So the system time is 16, it's military time, and so it's 4:39, excuse me, where I'm at. I'm in Los Angeles, so at this time. So the CMOS battery is okay, so you can learn a lot. So this has an Intel Celeron. I know it's kind of old, and it was kind of when I got it, but this does work. Now, what I'm interested in seeing, you saw the pinwheel spinning. Now, what I want to see in another video, which I will do in another video here, is I don't have a lot of laptop content, so I'm going to be doing that. So anyway, back to that. This works, this works, this works, this works. So if I push F10, oh, I forgot. Push F10. That should work, but this is a very old BIOS version. You didn't see the pinwheel. That means there's no operating system on this drive. So there is no boot device. So anyway, with that said, that is it for this video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and click that bell for more notifications.